This video is going to be about our time that we spent in Arlington, Virginia. A lot of it was spent enjoying our family, and a lot of it was spent seeing the sights and all that DC and Georgetown and Arlington itself has to offer. It was a fabulous time.
Well, not everything it has to offer, but
Right.
But yeah, we didn't spend a lot of time recording voice on our videos. We concentrated on family for the most part.
Mm-hmm. As you'll see, we had a lot of fun times. Some were personal with family, and some were just George and I off having an adventure.
Yeah.
All of it just made for a wonderful 10 days.
Yeah, we really enjoyed ourselves there.
We parked the RV in their driveway, but we didn't sleep in it. We went inside and enjoyed a guest room, full bathroom, and even a sitting area. It was fabulous.
The travel to Arlington from Williamsburg was pretty easy. It was just pretty much a straight shot up 95. But once we got into Arlington and we got to their house, it was a little tight getting into their driveway. But we managed. We were able to disconnect the Jeep and squeeze into their driveway. So we'll pick it up after the intro.
Leaving this place, the sun's about to break. You're riding shotgun. I'm just gonna drive.
We were lucky that Joe and Alicia lived a short walk to a metro station, which gave us full access to Washington, D.C. We'd been to Washington, D.C. a couple of times, and we've seen much of it. But at the top of our list was to visit Arlington Cemetery.
Yeah. We had never been there before, and we really wanted to go there. So we went there first.
Yeah, so that was our first stop.
And it was everything we had hoped it would be. Right near the entrance of Arlington Cemetery, they put a new memorial in. It's called the Women in Service Military Memorial. And it is fascinating. It opened later in the day, if I remember correctly, but it was really worth going back to.
Yeah.
It had a lot of information. We were really intrigued by it.
Arlington House, or the Robert E. Lee Memorial, was once the home of Confederate Army General Robert E. Lee. It overlooks the Potomac River and the National Mall in Washington, D.C. During the American Civil War, the grounds of the mansion were selected as the site of the Arlington National Cemetery, in part to ensure that Lee would never again be able to return to his home. The mansion was built on the orders of George Washington Parke Custis, adopted son of George Washington. Custis became a prominent resident in the area that was then known as Alexandria County, at the time a part of the District of Columbia. Robert E. Lee, whose mother was a cousin of Mrs. Custis, frequently visited Arlington and knew Mary Anna as they grew up. 2 years after graduating from West Point, Lieutenant Lee married Mary Anna Custis at Arlington on June 30th, 1831. For 30 years, Arlington House was home to the Lees.
The white marble sarcophagus stands atop a hill overlooking Washington, D.C. Since 1921, it has provided a final resting place for one of America's unidentified World War I service members. In 1958 and 1984, unknowns from later wars were added. The tomb has also served as a place of mourning and a site for reflecting on military service.
24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and in any weather, soldiers from the 3rd U.S. Infantry Regiment, known as the Old Guard, stand watch over the tomb. The tomb guards, also known as sentinels, are chosen for this prestigious and highly selective post only after rigorous training and a demanding series of examinations. The Old Guard has held this distinguished duty since 1948. Soldiers were first assigned to guard the tomb of the unknown soldier in 1926 to discourage visitors from climbing or stepping on it. In 1937, the guards became a 24/7 presence, standing watch over the unknown soldier at all times. The military guard at the tomb of the unknown soldier is changed in an elaborate ceremony which happens every hour on the hour from October 1st through March 31st, and every half hour from April 1st through September 30th. Guarding the tomb is full of symbolism. The tomb guard marches exactly 21 steps down the black mat behind the tomb, turns, faces east for 21 seconds, turns and faces north for 21 seconds, and then takes 21 steps down the mat and repeats the process. The number 21 symbolizes the highest military honor that can be bestowed, the 21-gun salute. Next, the sentinel executes a sharp shoulder arms movement to place the weapon on the shoulder closest to the visitors, signifying that he or she stands between the tomb and any possible threat. Let's watch now the changing of the guard.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? I am Sentinel Archer of the 3rd Infantry Regiment, United States Army. Guard of Honor, Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. The ceremony that you are about to witness is the changing of the guard. In keeping with the dignity of this ceremony, it is requested that everyone remain silent and standing. Thank you.
We love bike rides. We took a nice trail from Alicia and Joe's house into the heart of downtown Arlington, where we ate lunch at Nando's, which is an African chicken place. The chicken was so good. We then followed the Mount Vernon Trail to Theodore Roosevelt Island, where we hiked a good portion of the island and then visited the Theodore Roosevelt Memorial.
In 1931, the Theodore Roosevelt Memorial Association purchased the island. It took 30 years for Congress to allocate funds for the construction of the memorial. The memorial was dedicated on October 27, 1967. The Theodore Roosevelt Island National Memorial was sad to see. We can imagine all of the pools filled with water and nicely maintained landscaping, but on our visit, the pools were empty of water and filled with debris. Much of the landscaping was overgrown. There were very few people on the island, and one lone landscaper blowing leaves off of the grounds. It really must have been something to see when it was opened to the public in 1967, but now it feels like it has been forgotten and neglected.
We really enjoyed this bike ride and the hike around Roosevelt Island, but we left Roosevelt Island feeling sad that the island and the memorial were not used to its full potential.
iFLY is a wind tunnel that can simulate the free fall of skydiving without jumping out of a perfectly good airplane.
Well, skydiving. This is going to be a hoot.
You ready to fly? Or are you ready to die?
Yeah. Are you ready to get started? Yeah. Follow me. We are heading to the classroom.
Joe's like a pro.
Follow me.
Been there, done that.
So, Joe, last time you flew, did you learn to turn or go forwards and backwards or anything?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, I've flown before.
How do you turn? How do you go backwards?
Alicia and Joe took us on this amazing adventure. It was so much fun to experience what it must feel like to free fall out of a plane. We got some brief instructions on how to move around, and I felt safe the whole time. I would recommend this thrilling experience to anybody. Here is a brief look at what is possible after some experience in the wind tunnel. Doesn't that look like a lot of fun? today's adventure. We're at George Washington's Mount Vernon. I've always wanted to come here, and I'm not really sure why.
It's beautiful here, that's for sure, and it's so much bigger than I expected it to be.
Yeah, it's a massive property, and it's all well tended. The gardens are beautiful.
That's where we are right now. We're in the gardens, and it's so peaceful here. There's lots of school trips, so it's really busy elsewhere, but here it's just so quiet and peaceful and really very lush.
Yeah.
Nice.
Beautiful gardens.
And we just got here, so more to see, and we'll take some video as we see good stuff.
Yep. So that was a lot of fun.
It was really fun, and it was a beautiful day, so
Yeah.
it was
Weather was
very
perfect.
interesting.
A lot of walking. Well worth taking the mansion tour. It's not included in the ticket, but it's only $2. To get on the grounds, it's $28 a person
For adults.
for adults, and $2 extra if you want to do the mansion tour. But the mansion tour was very well worth it. It's very well done. Unfortunately, at this time, they're doing some reconstruction on the outside of the building, so the back side of the house is covered in scaffolding, which is not very picturesque, but what are you going to do?
It's
They gotta
beautiful.
maintain it.
All the grounds are beautiful. There's tons of nice gardens.
I love the
my
gardens.
gosh, the
Oh.
gardens, the vegetable gardens and the flower gardens.
Yeah,
So
beautiful gardens.
amazing. And then there was lots of green grass and some farming areas and such. But yeah, we just walked and walked and walked, and my gosh, I learned so much. And the museum had a lot of exhibits
Yeah.
and movies, including a 4D movie.
Yeah, where
Which
it snowed.
Yeah, it was just an incredible day. Allow a lot of time if you come to Mount Vernon.
Yeah, it's a great visit.
No issues parking or
No.
anything like that. We
It was
didn't
easy
even
to
have
get
trouble
here.
with traffic.
It was easy to
But-
get here, and probably going to run into traffic on the way back. But
Shh.
we'll see.
Let's go.
We really enjoyed our time in Arlington. Thank you, Joe and Alicia, Abigail and Olivia, for sharing your time with us.
It was great to have dinner as a family around the table and go to softball games and be a part of all that they do. They're an incredibly wonderful family. We really enjoyed family meals and getting to know some of their friends, and it was just such a great time.
Yeah,
It's
we had a
also
lot of
really
fun.
good to sleep in a bedroom and have a full bathroom, sitting area.
Yeah, we weren't really mooch docking.
No, we got out of the RV and
Yeah.
went inside the house and enjoyed the whole experience.
Although the girls got to spend a night in the RV.
They did.
So,
They did, and
They
we were
enjoyed
happy
it.
to let them.
yeah. So this was a great time.
It was fabulous. So much so that we might come back someday.
Yes, definitely. Watch out.
I'm just gonna drive, drive, drive.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click that little bell, and hit that thumbs up.